Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then it vanish. Yeah, I can't stand it. Out of order way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Tables set, now tables turn. God's plan, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, won't stop. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, yeah. I'm so handsome. All in Carmine's with my Benz, I'm so fancy. No romancing. Got my baby and she right, she make you vanish. No time to play, got book dates. Had a plan, only had to wait. Always knew I'd make a way. Send a bill, they send a pay. Keep it real, keep the record straight. Keep it real, no time to fake. All authentic in my own lane. I am me till I'm in the grave. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, ooh, never panic. Get a worry, send it up and then advantage. Yeah, I can't stand it. Out of order way you move and see you scrambling. On offense, no defense. Still strong, no weakness. Used to say I wouldn't beat this. Now they wish they could beat this. Table set, now tables turn. God's plan, don't say a word. Know the price, cause I know my worth. My time, get what I deserve. Trendsetter, I got style for you. Ain't seen you at the top, it's been a while for you. Big you up and they look down on you. Take one loss, no one's around for you. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, I won't stop. I won't stop, no, 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 no. I won't stop, won't stop.
Good afternoon, Friday around 4:30. Couldn't stream tonight, so I figured I was screwing around down here. Got done with some of the other stuff I had to do early, and I figured I'd start going through something that a couple people have asked me about lately, and that would be course pars. For the purposes of my determinations here, what I'm going to determine to be course par, we're going to we'll have a number for both with arrows or without arrows, so basically specialty balls, because there's some things like if you choose to use arrows to drive a few extra holes, you very possibly could lose other strokes in that same setup. Now, obviously, if we're talking about the max setup, then we'll factor that into it. So we'll go through right now. I'm going to bang through 2005 and 2006 or 7, whatever you want to call it, and see what kind of time we're at. I got a couple hours available right now, so we'll just screw around with this. Yeah, Todd, you got me thinking about it. I'll go contest. I might switch it up. So really, we're going Coral Vista first. Now, it doesn't list them here, but I pulled off a listing of all of the courses, and I have them just listed pretty standard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to record a par minimum, a par maximum, and then have a notes column for you guys to see what we're using to get there. For the most part, we're going to play through with stouts right away. Unless there's a hole that I know won't be drivable because of it. Hi, John. All right, so 1. Eagle hole. -2 is par right now. This is there, and let's see if it goes to be there. It's not there right now. We're going to get it close maybe, though. And there's some ones, too, that I've driven in the past that I don't think are possible without a turbo A1 anymore. Hey, what's up, Frown? So we got -2 is par thus far. All right, this is going to be, I want to change up how I'm recording this, because to do minimum and maximum pars, hey, I know, I talked to Mike last night. I told him I'll commit to Florida if you do. All right, so this is drivable as well. And we're also not going to be counting shots towards par that are not on the green. So the only way a shot is golden tee pars if you're putting from the green surface. All right, so right now we're at -5 or -3. So 1 and 2 are swing holes. All right, so we got 1 and 2 being swing holes. This is never drivable. So we've got -5 or -7 could be par after this hole. All right, so if it's possible, PZ, that's par. Whether it's crazy ridiculous or not, it has to be considered par. Now, the thing that I'm kind of weighing in whether to determine it being par or not, and the big one is arrows, right? It's a specialty ball. I'm not going to count it. We'll make a note, though, that it could be possible. As of right now, no, Gavin. Now, we won't see, PZ, we won't see many of those holes until way later on in the years of courses. All right, so we're at 9 or 2 off of 9. Now, I've driven this green before. We're on the front box. And I don't know if I drove this hole because of the Turbo A1 or not. As of right now, we're going to say no on this. So we're not going to count this one toward our maximum par because this one would be, I mean, if you look, if we had this set up with an outwind and arrows, I could hit a straight 8.5 right down the chute there and stick this green. Is it hard? Yeah. But we'll call this a specialty hole. All right, so let me put a note there, and we'll put a note that says, actually, you know what? That's what I'll do. Swing holes. All right, Coral, we got 1, 2, possibly 6. All right, good. That's perfect. So we got 1, 2, 6 arrows. Let's see. All right. If somebody has something different, if they think I might be wrong on one of these, please chime in. I'm not infallible. You call me Superman. All right. Still not drivable. So far, 2 wasn't there. 1 wasn't there. 2 was. We got it covered. Well, sometimes in my head I think that, but all right, always drivable. You still call me Superman. Okay, this one I don't think you need to even have arrows on to get it there. I got it there, so we'll call this one drivable as well. 1, 2, 6, 10. I had one with a 12 outwind and stouts even. I got it up close. So with Titans or streaks, I would have been on the green without a doubt. So now we're 2 off of max par. All right, this one's always an eagle hole. Can it be damn near impossible? Absolutely. Captain, I got to think that's local. I got a lot of YouTubers here right now. Is there anyone? Chime in if you're on YouTube right now. Hopefully it didn't get cut off. Okay, good. Had me a little bit off. All right, good. Thanks, Frown. Thanks, Death. Thanks, Jeremy. Hi, buddy. Hey, Gary. How you doing, sir? All right, so this is always an eagle. Let's hope I don't miss any, so I don't have to do any thoughts later on. Andrew, I had myself at 50-50. Right now it's feeling more like less likely that I'm going. All right, so we're 2 off of max par. I'd like to try to make it, and I almost got talked into it last night, and my flight would have been cheap too. Okay, this is drivable, so we're going to put 14 there. It's a skip driver with an A1. You need an outwind typically. I wonder if this would work with stouts, though. We'll see. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, would you even need to have a skip with it? Yeah, you could go straight high tee with this shot, but I bet I end up in the bunker. But it is drivable, 100%. Wow, Parma, Ohio is playing the shit out of this. All right, another eagle hole. This one's always there. It can be very challenging. Right now, we're going to play to hit the leaves. Of course, it goes right through. I hit too much club, but that's okay. All right, so we're 3 off. Ah, shit, how do we keep track of this, guys? Keeping track of, I got track of all of the possible switch holes, but the normal par without everything is what I'm going to really need. All right, so it's always an eagle hole. I got to come up with an easier way to do this to keep track of all of that. All right, 3 off. That puts me at 20. How do we do max and mins? Anybody got any suggestions? I mean, I'm recording all the swing holes. On this one, I want to say the standard par is going to be 27 under, and then add the swing holes, and that gets you to your max. Now, I don't know. I that last par 5 I've driven before, too. Back when it was live. I haven't even come close since then. You used to catch a ramp with the C3. Okay, so standard par is 27. So with swing holes, we have 1, 2, 6, 10, and 14. So standard par on that would be 27 under. No. I don't care. We're going by what we know can be done. So if we go by the swing holes, 1, 2, 6, 10, and 14 will put us at 32 possibly. So we got a minimum of 27, a maximum of 32. Could you say the minimum is 26? Because there can be a time that one par 3 is almost impossible. Yeah, but there's always a shot to get there. Whether you play it in between the leaves, it's always a chance to get there. All right, we're going to Heather. If anybody wants to play invites on Whispering Valley, Kangaroo Trail, Cumberland, Rustic, Indigo, Glacier, Palm, or Moose, I would be happy to oblige on those. Well, we're going through. All right, so here comes Heather Point now. Now, I could just take the standard par on a hole and I could just play and get the standard par on holes. Okay, 1, drivable. Swing hole, yes. 1. Is it drivable now? Probably not. Oh, wait, let's randomize and see. Now it possibly is. Let's see what we get. Now, the unique thing on this hole, did I get around the corner? No. But drivable, we have a putt. Obviously, that pin sucks for what we were doing. Okay, hole 2, drivable, yes. Absolutely drivable, doesn't matter the ball. I didn't throw it out enough. All right, so we got 2 holes. I didn't get either one. And sorry, I'm trying to burn through these as fast as possible, too. All right, always there. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But I'm just trying for calculations purposes. I'm almost positive the minimum on this course is 28, though. Because there isn't a hole that isn't. Yeah, yeah, it did. I feel bad not following my schedule. So I figured I had a few hours here. we've already discussed it. Okay, this is the part 3. You guys aren't going to believe me on the next one, but you should. Corey, you're funny. Nope, not this one either. So far, 1 and 2. So we're clean right now with the par min. This hole is absolutely drivable. Is it very rare? Yes. Have I hit a ball 700 yards out of bounds on this hole? Absolutely. Have I stuck the green? Yes. The key is you got to get it to ramp the hill, and you just got to get it to ramp in just the right way that it shoots up, hits short of the green, and then sticks on it. So while this one it's very rare, it is drivable. And it's a crapshoot. It's not a repeatable one, but it can be done. That I didn't know. But, wow. God, I thought I was special. Jesus Christ. No. Oh, is it? It would be, actually, because you'd be up in the 500 and some yards, right? The one on Juniper's, the 2 on Juniper 16, those both were under 500, I thought, or 510 or something. And guys, please, when you see max par on it, just know we're talking theoretical. Generally, and I'm going to have notes on it. Yeah, that's probably very close. Okay, this one is drivable. 10 is drivable. From the front box, it's a C3. It's actually not hard. It can be a straight shot, too. Hey, gosh, some of the best scores of all time on these courses now are becoming to me like, wow, that could have been Golden Tee par. It's why when I'm talking about best scores of all time, I don't look at what the score is, so to say. I look at course difficulty and what the setup for that given game was. It's why I put Haas's Shady Acres still the second best game of Golden Tee of all time. Because he shot a 5 better on Shady for a 31, which was one of the harder courses of all time. And there's literally no extra holes he got. He shot a 5 better. I used to think that he had a 33 on a game on this where I was in it, and I shot a 28 clean and lost by 5. But he told me he drove 1 and 2. I didn't think they were there. So he said it was only a 3 better. That's not where you want to put that. Actually, it's fine. I thought I was in the rough. Okay, there's another one coming up that you guys aren't going to believe is drivable, but you drove it quite a bit back in the day. And that was with no tees and no balls, which is also why I wanted to do this, because I'm not sure if the course pars that people have out there, oh my God, have taken, now I'm one off, great. Took into account the clubs and balls that we can play. There is one thing too, this hole is drivable. Is it this setup? No, we're the furthest back possible. But if you hit a C3 with an outwind going that way, it will ride down that wall and pop right up onto the green. So we're going to put that on the list. Yeah, they absolutely do, but then we lose the Turbo A1. But the funny thing is that I was counting the holes that I'm talking about right now. We were getting these when the courses were live. Now, the bigger one on this set for the first year's courses is the driver that we were playing was an 8.5, but it had 10 yards more distance on it. So that one kind of negates a little bit of the ball change and the tee change. But tees are way more important. Okay, not drivable. I could use some. The other thing that could change cold and tee par on the old courses is rain. Because you will have rain occur during every round on these old courses, I believe. And having rain on a hole will definitely stop you from being able to do some things. For instance, that ramp shot we were talking about on hole 8. Yeah, but on hole 8, that one isn't. It doesn't skip when it's raining. All right, so like we thought, minimum is 28. Maximum is 33 under, because we got 1, 2, 8, 10, and 14 can be there. 8 is the questionable one. Realistically, I would say 32, but we're talking theoretically. It is 33. All right, on to whispering. Maybe finally it'll jump me out of silver on non-prize play. I don't know why it did it. Actually, I do. Jaeger and I are playing in Vegas that weekend. We're not very good. We're really, really messed up. And we did not play well. All right, so whispering. Already off the shoot, I believe it's 28 par again. But you have 1 and 2 are guaranteed, can fluctuate. Oh, let's randomize. I think I got bad luck on that. I think I got a longer shot now, but oh well. And guys, real quick too, know this about random tees. If you use them during a contest game, it does not adjust the distance on the hole that you did it. It literally cost me at TOC because we were playing Glory Play one year, and I'm playing Haas, and on Misty Springs, we forgot to randomize on hole 1. So Haas did it on hole 2, but the tee shot had lined up to be 390 on hole 2 of Misty. When he did it, it moved it way back. I went up and saw the 390. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is drivable for me. Went and hit an A1 and didn't even get across the water. It bounced and landed into it. I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, I randomized tees. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that changes distance. But I don't play a lot of these contest games too, so there might be some intricacies about these that I'm missing. Oops. All right, so 1 and 2 definitely can change. I know I didn't have a lot of content for tonight anyway, so I figured this would be a good thing to do. Oh, it does, John. Okay, good. I hadn't had to use that shot in ages. With tees, normally I could just put it out in the fairway, but that one looked bad. I want to make you feel beautiful. I could have waited to do this when we redo all the course videos, but it came up now. I might as well get this done. All right, so far, not many swing holes on this course. The one that you're going to see a ton on is actually Kangaroo. Hey, John, are you sure on the old courses it does? I thought only newer courses, much like when you use a tee and you move it, it changes the distance, but on the old courses it doesn't. I don't think it changed the distance on hole one, now that I'm thinking about it. All right, so far only 1 and 2 can change. Cause that girl makes me catch her anytime she falls. Is this drivable? This would be one that I think you might be able to drive with arrows, but no, never drivable without. Somebody has some time that they've seen it done, please let me know. I've never seen or heard of it being done. And mind you, too, we're only talking about prize play setups. Okay, good. No, but does it show you the different distance? That's the one I'm saying. So right now I'm on max par. We can say that. Okay, good. God, I would think I'd putt this, but I don't know. Why not just chip it when it's a gimme? I've thought in the past that this hole could be drivable, but you never get the ramp that I'm looking for. Yeah, it just dies on that hill. Maybe if you loop swoop it down low and have it bounce up, but we're not going to count that. We're not going to think that it is. I think it's this next hole. No, not this one, obviously. This one's always there. Hey, Prudent, how you doing, sir? That is absolutely true, Betty. We've known that. Okay, this hole's drivable. I've gotten it before. And it was with an A1 that ramps this hill. Is it possible now? I don't know. Being that we have driven it before, I don't know how to even classify this. I'm going to put it down there as a possible swing hole because theoretically it is there. One, two. Now, see, that's another one there, though, too. Was it only drivable back in the day? Because you didn't use a tee to drive it, because we did it back when it was no tees or balls. Or no tees at all. There were balls. But the problem is, did we do it when we had the 320 8.5 driver? So that extra 10-yard drive, I mean, that extra bit of boost on it, adding 10 yards is a huge gap in clubs, though. Before, I didn't think it was a big deal, but it's a huge power boost. So is that we'll leave it there. We can have a discussion on this one later on. Maybe put it on Facebook and see. All right, so nothing here. So the rest of the way is just the rest of the way. I don't think anything can change the rest of the way. So max par 31 in theory, but most likely 30. So 1 and 2 so far are really the only changers on this course. But we're talking theoretical. So we'll say 28 and 31. I wetted it. I did. I tried to ace it and I pushed my. Yeah. Oh well. We got our numbers. It don't matter. How do we want to play this? Hey, we drove it. I kind of want to test. This is rolling over, but we'll try it. Yeah, okay. So those big downhill ones, when you're at max distance, it will roll over. So we got 28, 31. 30 is the realistic number there. All right, cool. Yeah, let's play again. All right, so now we're on to Kangaroo. And Kangaroo, it's crazy. And Kangaroo can go, I think par on Kangaroo can literally get up to 35 under. Now, there's another one on here that I don't know if it was because of the extra 10 yards you could get on that 1 8.5 driver back in the day. So just for history's sake. So the original clubs, I believe, were high loft. It was a 290 set. Let's look through them. So we had these three. All right, you had GT line, you had buzzsaw. Oh, perfect! It's the first three. That 8.5 driver used to be 320 though, where now it's 310. So these were the first three. A few people played howitzers, but almost everyone played the buzzsaws on every course moving forward up until we got to Glacier Ranch. And actually, Indigo Mountain people changed, but I'll explain that one too. All right, so we got 1 and 2 definitely can change par. All right, that's there today. All right, so 1 and 2, we got that covered. I believe standard par is 28 on this, and then everything else is add-on. Not drivable. I think I need to give my ball a good cleaning. I've been having trouble getting it a little bit left. Everything's straight or 2 clicks, not 1. All right, always drivable. Now, this is fun because back in the day with the buzzsaws, I'm going to try to hit it right now. with it. So if you were against the wall, I mean, you didn't have anything, so we hit this. And that's how we were driving that green. Would that have been an easy shot with a 9-wood? Yeah, it would have. Or a high tee. But we used to have to skip the 5-iron off that hill. I don't think most of you realize how much harder Golden Tee was at some point. Do I fault them? I mean, do I think tees and balls kind of suck a little bit? Yeah. Do I fault them for doing it? Absolutely not. Without being able to sell that digital commodity of tees, I don't know if they're still in business. I'm sure they would be, but I don't know if Golden Tee's still the same. Be careful when you're playing Kangaroo, too, because the surfaces are a little different. You got to pay attention to it highly. All right, so I am on minimum par right now. That's good. Oh, come on. All right, so minimum par 14, maximum par 16 for the front. Can this be driven? Yeah, it can. It has been driven a few times. I believe on Kinsler's 35, he put this up to like 27 yards or 25 yards or a short chip. And it's a C3. It hits the rock and we'll ride the rock and get up very close. So we're going to put this on the list. I'm not sure if I've ever seen anybody putting. Well, I mean, I've put on it before, but I don't know if anybody's ever been on the green. I'm sure someone has. So we got to count this as theoretical. Let's see if it gets anywhere on there. Oh, God. Nope. Man, I didn't catch a good C3 there. Ooh. Don't cry. Don't believe this one can be drivable. No, it can't be. Impossible. Whoopsie. A little hard. Always drivable. Whew. All right. Part 3, always there. Okay, yes, 14, absolutely drivable. No need to question it right now. It's clearly not, but it can be driven. You'll get setups from that front box that it's a straight shot right at it. Before we were hitting C3s into it, skipping, hitting the face of the hill, and staying on the green. Now you don't really have to hit that shot. Okay, this is one I want to get opinions from you. This is absolutely drivable, or it has been absolutely drivable. Now, the problem is, without having that 8.5 320 driver, and it won't be now, but it was a straight driver shot. You had to play it up the fairway, and it would catch and hop and ramp this hill I mean, I've gone over this green before. So with the right wind, now I don't think it would ever be with stouts, but I still think the ramp could be there. I'm going to put it down as theoretical because yes, a lot of us have driven this, and it wasn't a gimmick. Well, I guess it was a gimmick shot, but it was very repeatable. Is that 15? Yes. Drivable. Front box, outwind, straight driver, straight at it. It's only 400. You can hit it straight through and not hit any trees. Most of the time, I mean, I used to always just crank it straight no matter what and get a layup. It's a little back. We're way far back right now. So where do we want to put it? Do we want to put it for a 9-wood in? I think so. My friend. All right, always drivable. Be careful on this because you can hit the underneath of that first tree even with the 5-iron. All right, so that one had 5 swing holes. 3 legitimate holes, absolutely there. Yeah, one of them might not be anymore. But like I said, we'll keep it theoretical. All right, that's how you ruin around right there. Going for an 8. All right, so we go 28, max par of 33 is max par. And now we go to Cumberland. Let's see if this way goes faster. Does anybody understand the way that the courses are laid out on here? I don't quite get it. Okay, so hole 1 is swing hole here. And you're going to find that being a theme for a lot of the courses, that 1 is a swing hole. Is it there right now? Probably not. I mean, you can see just with that, if I'm on the not back box, that's on all day. Hole 2, driven it. It's drivable. You got to get the bounce just right. Most of the time you end up in the bunker in front of the green short, but if you hit the rock just right, it will shoot right on. So we will count 2 as a drivable hole. I didn't even try it there, but I probably should have. That one might have gotten the kick. It felt like I was too far away. And I think stouts might be limiting a lot of these too, to be honest with you. While a 2 wind isn't really a big deal, when you're trying to get there, some of the bounces you need have to be there and have to have that extra bounce to it. You knock me to my knees. All right, absolutely there every time. Can be one of the harder par 4s, I'd say, but a reason to stay. I could see this one from the front box being possible with an A1. I think I've driven it in the past, but that was with the turbo A1. I'm going to leave it out for now unless somebody can actually get it without the turbo A1. Somebody drove this before. You can get a weird ramp off. I don't see it now, though. I don't see it without that other driver. Yeah, they're grouped funny. It's like half of the chronological's one way, half the other, and the ones from this year in the middle. I don't. It doesn't make any sense. The day he just that's okay. A bit too much. What need I say? This. Wait, did I not randomize teas? Again with this bullshit. My button works fine. It just on some holes it stops. You can't hit the options button anymore. And I don't understand what it is. Weird. I don't think I've switched out buttons and keep having the same issue. And then if I reboot my machine, it works fine. I almost think that has something to do with Watch Dogs, and I've reported it as such. All right, so we're clean. We're at minimum par. Hole 10, absolutely drivable. A1, it almost goes right through that larger tree on the outside left. It will hit either into the downslope of the bunker and shoot up, or you hit the front edge of the hill and it kicks up. Not there. I mean, we might as well try it. Yeah, I was too far back and no wind out. I don't know with stouts if that's even possible, but with an outwind going towards that hole, that is absolutely there. 1, 2, 10. Always drivable. If things end up a bit too heavy. Part 3. We're even between. Never heard of anyone driving this. Don't think it's possible. You had to play this way different when you had a 2-iron in your bag rather than a. I don't think the 5-wood actually clears this. Let's see. Yeah, I thought it would hit. I could have hit that a little harder though. It probably wouldn't have, but doesn't matter. All right, so I'm one off the minimum right because of that. Okay, so this is going to play the opposite way. It's never drivable. I think there's setups where this isn't drivable, though. Because when the water gets high, none of these islands are there. The only one that exists then is that box. And if I'm playing into a 15 wind from the back, preferably, I mean, a 15 like this, you can't even get it to that. So the question is there a spot from over here? Let's try it. All right. I guess, yeah, you can get there from here. But into a 15, you'd have to hit an A1. So we're not going to take it off. This is there no matter what. I mean, this would be the worst I'd have coming in. And then I would just hit an A1 into a win. So can it be very hard? Yeah, I whiffed that ball. But it's there. All right, 2 off of par. Always there. Can this one be shut down? I think it could be, but I mean, I'm not going to take it off, especially with tees and balls now. Even if that was a 15 wind, I'm still to the left enough. Wow. That was the wrong shot. Oh, I'm not that wrong, actually. Shit. Am I 2 off or am I 1 off? I gotta be 2 off, right? That doesn't feel right that it's 27, but it looks like par is all minimum par is 27, maximum par goes up to 30. All right, so first year's courses. You got 27, 28, 28, 28, 27 minimums. Then maximums, you've got Coral Vista goes to 32. Heather Point can get up to 33. Then you have Whispering can get up to 31. Kangaroo can get up to 33, and Cumberland can get up to 30. So that's pretty accurate from what we thought. Not much changes going there. And let's see how much time. What is this? I got a fantasy baseball draft here starting in a minute. Let me make sure it's not Eastern time. Well, hopefully the Yahoo doesn't just tells me the right time because it says 7. Uh-oh, the wife's calling. Hi, Jill. What? Well, we got you. I'm talking to you while streaming. No, go ahead. It's good. It's good. It's really, I'm just doing something silly here, getting course bars down. All right, so we're starting off with Rustic Bridge here. I'm going to talk to the wife here, everybody. So, no, you're in my ears. You're in my ears. I started to. What? And what does it say? Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. Well, why don't we talk about that when you get home, and I'll see you in a minute. I love you too, babe. Bye. All right. So one, guys, hold one. It's always drivable, I think, especially now with tees. Let's see if this gets there. Yeah, bullshit. That's just trash. Nice Invisaleave. That didn't hit a tree. Okay, so the amount of cut, where it's going to... Here's how I'd like to see you test it, right? Bye, Frown. I play the cut. The first thing I do is look at the cut, right? So the bigger thing when you do those, Prudent, if you cut it, right, and you throw it further out, it's going to change the distance. Actually, I chushed an 8.5 there, Eric. It's going to change the distance, so well, at the same distance, the arc is still... how do I explain this? It's a tough one to explain. I know exactly what you're saying, right? But it's more the speed of how hard you have to hit it. Once you get to past that 45-degree angle, you get that snap on it, right? So when you're past the halfway point, do you have to compensate more cut if you're throwing it further out left? And in a way, yes, but it's really done more by speed, right? It's more about the speed, how hard you're hitting it, because that angle's gonna. How do you explain it? If I pull it back to A and I throw it to 1.5, and I pull it back to A and throw it to 1, yeah, naturally it's not gonna come back as far, but the depth is gonna be so much different on the two shots. So the answer to your question is yes and no. It's a tough one to really verbalize. No, I know the visualization. Let's see if we have a shot coming up like that soon. Okay, I forgot to check. 1 and 2. 1 is there. We got 1. But we'll call 1 a swing hole. Just because, just like that, I didn't get it there, and I hit a pretty damn good shot. What was 2? Shit. 2 is always there, so we don't have to worry about that. So there's no other swing holes. Fuck you, Rain. But really, a lot of it depends on club and depends on wind speed and depends on distance that you're trying to hit it. All right, 4, swing hole. This is absolutely drivable. Even without a tee, you could drive it. Today, not drivable. Is it drivable? Yes. Today, this is actually a really hard look. Mainly because of the rain. If I had roll on that without rain, that ball would have kicked up fine. Okay, so this is the kind of shot you're talking about. And I'm going to hit it and we'll see what we're saying. But depending on club, so irons are going to snap more with just a little bit of cut than, let's say, if I hit this, I'd cut it more. But I'm really, honestly, I'm taking into account the wind and where the pin is. And I'm picking my cut based off that. I'm picking my cut right now. So I only need to cut this a little bit. So I'm playing this like there's nothing in front of me on what I'm cutting it to. And then with the spin, the bounce, and everything else, it's going to get back to that same spot. even though I'm throwing it out to the left. So really your cut is based off of your pullback. When you throw it out directionally, and this depends on club, some you'll have to calculate in more that I'm throwing it out left or not. But if I was hitting this, I'd almost pull this back straight, and then it's coming back to the right. Now, that's also because the bounce is going to kick harder right. And it's so the good rule of thumb is that when you're cutting into things, the bounce and stuff will make up for the distance that you have to throw it out directionally. I think that's a good way to explain it. Now with rain, when I want to cut this a little more because I know the bounce isn't going to go as hard to the right. So let's go with the 9 here. And I'm only playing a little bit of cut and then throwing it out. The 9's also a different club too because it doesn't cut like the rest of them do. If I hit the 4, that cut was perfect. 9, you got to cut more, and I should have known that. But the 9, though, if you hang it out, it doesn't come back as much. So it's club dependent on what you're saying. This is another one that's kind of similar, but I'm not going to have to throw this out much at all. I'm going straight. Okay, this is a drivable hole as well. It's a swing hole. It's not there. Rain is always going to make this not drivable. Because you need it to bounce a couple times and run up. Rain will stop it dead. So just so you know that, rain will kill this hole from being drivable. Kills you from making it, too. Love. All right, 8. I believe it's always drivable, so we're not going to put it on the list, but it might be a swing hole. There might be setups where you can't. No, they can. If I'm looking at this, it's always there. God, I never realized how many swing holes are on this course. I'm starting to do it in my head. Okay, 9 is 100% a swing hole. Like right now, drivable. Can it not be? Absolutely, it cannot be. I mean, this is not a good look for it either. And I laid off of it like a sissy. Weak. All right, here's another one. I think that's a swing hole. This is absolutely drivable a lot of the times. This setup, it is not. Pretty simple. There's 2 ways you can get at it. There is a spot over here where you can go at it from here. I think it's back farther and you're underneath that tree more or farther right. And then otherwise it's just an A1-ish type shot around, but it's not there today. So now it's just about getting the layup right. And that's fine. I gotta put spin on this. I don't want to, though. I wanted to run that at it more, but in between a little. Now, someone drove this before, too. I don't think it's possible anymore without the bigger driver. It was a C3 skip from about 400. I don't see it as being possible anymore. Is there one? No. I mean, you can generally, it's by feel. I haven't seen a write-up on it ever. But in general, it's this. 10.5 for the woods will snap harder than any other wood. Then low irons. Yeah, I'm just getting coarse pars out there for things. That's all we're doing right now is getting the coarse pars for all the courses. It's going to take some time. I'm not doing it all in one sitting. Okay, driven this one. Yes. Front box A1 ramps up. You can get it to hit the path and kick on. I'm putting it on there. Is it very rare? Yes. Is it possible? Yes. Right now we're way back. So I'm not even going to go at it that way. I'm going to try this. But so in general, about your first question, 10.5 will snap more than any of the other woods. There you go. Yeah, I want to take off the clubs on there because they don't matter for what we're doing right now. Drivable, no. Always an eagle. I think I'm one off minimum par right now. I might actually be on minimum par. Yeah, I feel like I'm on minimum. Okay, never drivable. But this isn't going to be a great way to define this. We're at the very front of the box. We got a slight outwind. I'm not even going to mess with the other way to play this hole. I'm going deep. And my whole goal here is two things. One, stay in the fairway. Okay, low irons. So hybrids will snap more than irons, the same number corresponding to it. But that's also because it's a lower trajectory. So I mean, O-birds, your O-bird, 1-bird, 2-bird, 3-bird, those are all going to be the bigger snapping clubs. Once you get down to, let's say, the 7-iron, and mind you, I don't play the low hybrids ever. I don't know them very well, but I'm hoping the theory comes into play. But your 7-iron, the 7-iron is where I start thinking the cut's going to be a little bit, it won't cut nearly as much. So is it a full 2 turns to get back to center with the cut? No, it's probably a little bit off. But I tell you what, we can go through, we can actually use this as a topic for a future stream where we can start showing, we'll hit fulls with all the clubs and see how much more they cut with no wind. So we can give you an adequate representation for it. Oh, that's a horrible shot. Horrible ball. That is absolutely not what I wanted to do. Yeah, I'm playing this hole like an asshole. That was terrible. I don't know what I did on that cut. It's funny how bad I play that. This would be that's an okay birdie. All right, I believe it's 15. 15 swing hole for sure. God, I'm thinking right, and then if you go up to a 6 though, it's actually more than 2 clicks, right? Corey's actually somebody that will be able to answer this a little bit better because he uses that a lot more than I do. And honestly, a guy like JoJo would be a great person to get his ear on it. All right, I'm debacling this setup up now. It's gotten bad. So we had this course so far. This and Kangaroo both have 6 different swing holes. Now, the question here is, how are we going to figure out the minimum par? No, C2s. These are C2s. Oh, Christ. All right, so how do we calculate minimum score here? Minimum par. Yeah, this one's a tough one. I believe the minimum on Rustic is 26, though. I believe it's 26 is the minimum. Maximum will go up to, add 6 swing holes to it, goes up to 32. I might be off. It might be minimum of 27. That one's got I might have a mistake on. I'd have to go through that one again and look. But I wish there was a way to. All right, we'll go again though. I got time for one more right now, and then I'm gonna have to go hang out with the wife. Well, we got some things we got to take care of tonight. Woo! Excuse me. All right, where's Indigo? There we go. Yeah, Prudent, I will be. I wouldn't be able to stream tonight. Sorry, that's why I jumped on early. Okay, 1, Indigo 1. Absolutely drivable, not this setup. I should have fucking randomized tees and maybe gotten hole one. Now my spin, goddamn. Okay, I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna switch this button now, back with the button that I just took out, and I bet it starts working. Yeah, this button was dead before. This is goofy. I don't understand this, and I got to figure it out. 2, absolutely drivable. We're gonna randomize, and it's a little different than you think. A lot of the times, the C3 is the shot quite a bit, but also I'll get this on with a low T 8.5. Skip off the hill a lot. Today, I think I'm gonna hit a C3. God damn it. Good. We'll stay on minimum par though. 1 and 2 drivable. And one of the only offset par 3s not on Castleshire, which I know they said they were fixing, but it's been offset for now a year and a half, 2 years. Not drivable. Now, that time I hit the 10.5 because I needed it to cut more than the 8.5. I didn't want to get stuck behind the trees. Left-hand man. Always depends on the shot. Always depends on the hole. A lot of the times, if I'm in between those two, I'm gonna dumb down a 5-wood because the 6-wood to me cuts funny. So I'll low tee a 5-wood in that same scenario quite a bit. But in general, I'll choose the 9-wood over the 6-wood more often than not. But it all depends, because am I on a tee shot or an approach shot? But I try not, and I try not to have anything I prefer to do. I want to hit a different shot for circumstances, not based off of what like I don't want to make one club be more viable to me than another club. So you know the limitations with them, and you make that application when you're hitting the shot. Okay. Absolutely drivable. So it's a shot like this. I'm actually I'm contemplating hitting the 9-wood with no tee, but I'm actually going to hit the 6 with no tee. I don't know if this clears though. I didn't think it would. Am I clean? Yeah, I'm good. So I guess in that circumstance, I should have muscled up. Now this one looks like it might not be drivable sometimes. It always is. You can get. I mean, I'm going to go for the middle island today. And it's fairway, so it's there. Almost every time, though, I'll hit an A1, and it'll ramp the bunkers and get out. I would like to count this one. I've never been on the green, though. I've had putts from the fringe. I've had short chips, so I'm not going to count it, but know that this one possibly is there. And I doubt with Everwood Stones. We'll get them. You'll get them, man. You know who you are. You're everything beautiful. I want to say this one can be there too, but it requires a ramp, and I don't think it's there with a T or without the old. I don't. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think it is. Lost the war. That was a terrible shot. Wow. Not playing very well. I hate to say it, when I have nothing on the line and I'm just playing contests, I don't really care. You know, this is kind of. All right, so we're 2 off of minimum right now. Okay, this is drivable. This is a swing hole. Is it now? No. It might be. I don't think it's going to turn enough. We're going to try it, though. I'll be done after this one, Corey. The fuck? All right, 3 off the minimum now. All right, this is drivable. Front box, C3. I don't think it is now that I swear somebody drove this. I mean, it's only 400. From the front box, you're looking at 380 to a pin in the back. I think it was a C3 10.5. I don't see it right now, though. Yeah, I'm not even paying attention. All right. 4 off of Golden T-Par now. Oh, no. Screwing around losing to Skipper. That's not good. We got to fix this. Give me the re... All right, that should have altered. Oof, close call. All right, this is absolutely drivable too, and it might actually be right now. So you'll get a box where it's a straight shot, but we were driving this before even having tees. Cool, we get to try it again. I hit that. That was fun while it lasted. Great. So we're adding that hole for sure. I mean, you can see it's there. On that shot, though, with the way that was looking, I needed it to hit the rock in the face. I caught the green on a fly. That sucked. If it hit the wall first, it would have kicked up nice. I think that the better club there, though, is the 9.5 driver. Or if you get an outwind, I can hit a straight 10.5 right out without having to hit a C3. Now, I think the minimum on Indigo, I wish there was a way to see the scorecard. Okay, so front 9 was, god damn it, and it fucking kicks you right through it. Is the minimum on Indigo 27 or 28? We got the swing holes. There's 4 swing holes, but is the minimum 27? I think it is. I believe the minimum is 27, the maximum is 31. That sounds right. All right, so we got through the first 7 courses. I'll do a couple of these a night, and we can keep track. I'm sure if we have more people in the chat, everybody can keep track a little bit easier, so that I'm not just guessing at the end. But yeah, so that'll do it for today. Sorry, I jumped on here randomly. I was going to do this, so I figured I might as well have you guys watch and talk to me, so I don't get too bored. But we will see you guys on Monday. Hopefully by then I know if I'm going to Florida. I doubt I will, but we'll see. But in general, you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you guys Monday. Be safe. Don't be sorry. Good day.